Cancer, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that thumbnail, come in and join us. If you're cross watching, find the playlists in my Steampunk Psyche playlist. Find your sign, check them out, okay? All right, so today I am going to do kind of a year end reading. It may resonate with you, it may not. You may not like it. Okay, but stick around. Let's learn the cards. Let's find out what kind of energies we can work on together. I'll be doing a 16 card reading, okay? Kind of like the Celtic Cross, but with the exception, it'll be a little bit extended, okay? We're going to look into, your present energy, crossing challenges, and we'll also take a look at, some energies that may be lying underneath, okay? Some shadow self type energies, okay? And we'll also take a look at your recent past, and we'll move forward all the way through the rest of the cards and, try to get an outcome, okay? Try to get some kind of an insight on 2025. We're moving into 2026. So, Cancer, here's the deal, okay? The first card to come out is going to be your present energy. A breaking away of the foundations of the bullshit you have gone through. And whoa, the first card, and you're going, what? The Tower. Yeah, absolutely, the Tower. The Tower is there to remind us of faulty ideas, people we believed in that lied to us, people that took advantage of us, you know, actual societal rules that we thought were real, religious aspects, political aspects, everything. I was about to say something else, but yeah, I mean, so all these things crumbling down, foundations breaking away. So, like I said, this energy could be in the present energy that you're just done with 2025, right? Okay, now your crossing challenge for you, okay? Isn't that nifty? The Lovers. Your challenge is the Lovers. Perhaps you've been waiting on this twin flame, soulmate connection to happen. Perhaps part of that tower was the splitting of a relationship. If these energies apply to you, stick around. We'll take a look at them, okay? All right, so now I'm going to move on to the four sets of the four cards. We will talk about the foundation, what lies underneath Cancer. Okay, the first card is the Queen of Wands, okay? So the Queen of Wands talks to me about you are a very beautiful person, by the way, sexy, gorgeous, beautiful. This could be male or female, handsome as, right? You the man, you the woman, but you're a very beautiful person. I got that right off the bat. And now what I'm also going to talk about is just your expression, the way you express. You're very good with words. Perhaps you're somebody who, writes a lot. Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you write books or trying to write books or something like that. This could be part of that past thing, or you could just be a very, very sensual type person. You're very charged sexually, energetically speaking. Chicka wow wow. Right, Cancer? Okay. So now, the next card to come out in the foundations of what's underneath, we had the Five of Swords, okay? So this could be something where you feel like there's a trust issue with something going on, or during 2025, something along the way really, really broke your trust. Something came against your honor. Something challenged your honor, and you had to bite back, so to speak. Okay. Now this could relate to a whole lot of situations for a whole lot of people. So trying to get really individualized, but you kind of get the idea. You had to do something that you had to win at all cost. There was something that took place throughout 2025 and up till now that you had to do whatever you had to do to get something done, to get something communicated, to get your point across. You had to take an action that didn't necessarily end up with the everybody wins. Okay. So the next card to come out, the Ace of Pentacles, right? The Ace of Pentacles talks about garden in the gate. There was an offering that was too good to be true. Something took place. Something in 2025, you were offered something, okay? And underneath it felt like it was such a romantic idea. Everything was beautiful. Everything was working out. Everything could still be working out financially for you, okay? And now this new offering could be like a more stable environment for you. This could be a more health. You could be taking control of your body, your temple. You could be working out, going to the gym, whatever it is. But what's lying underneath is that there is this sense of I'm okay. Perhaps financially you're okay, perhaps healthy you're okay, but you kind of got that idea, right? So the next card to come out was the Page of Swords, okay? You are ready to convey something to somebody. You're very energetic, you're very passionate. We saw that. Your challenge was the Lovers. So perhaps you are looking towards somebody or have been looking forward to somebody, and you're ready to talk. You're ready to speak. You're ready to move towards them. Okay. The page could be younger than you. This person could be younger than you. You could be younger than this person that you're trying to move forward to. So take what applies. The next card to come out, okay, we're going to move on into the recent past. In the recent past, you had some situations that you walked away as the wounded soldier, okay? But you're hanging on. You're still in for the fight. You're still there. You're still capable. You still have fire, passion, energy. All of these things consisted with fire, passion, and energy. But there were woundings. There were past woundings, something that, kind of always remained with you, okay? But the Nine of Wands talks about, you're still hanging in there. You're still showing up, I'm a damn warrior, right? Knock me down. I'll get right back up. I get knocked down. I get back. Okay. I will sing that song though, but I'm just saying Six of Cups shows up as well in the recent past. So like I said, there was a romanticized idea. There was an exchange of some kind with the Page of Swords that underlied maybe some communication took place from somebody in your recent past, you know? Hey girl, what you up to? Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? I don't even, people probably don't talk like that. They can't text that like that. I don't guess. Maybe they do it with emojis or something. I don't know. Hey, what's up? Anyway, so there's something from the recent past that maybe, came in back into your light. Something triggered that chicka wow wow again, which makes sense when you had that Queen of Wands, right? Right? You're beautiful, he's beautiful, or they're beautiful. Okay. Anyway, so now in the recent past also we talked about the Seven of Pentacles being that there is a energy of an investment of some kind. This could have been financial, could have been into that relationship. Take what applies. Like I said, don't force it. Take what applies. But you invested in something and you just kind of was very patient. Like I said, if it was that relationship, you were waiting around, trying to see if this thing is going to, if it's going to mutate, if it's going to transform, if it's going to go any further. And I've got an itchy ankle. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, the last card for that foundation, what lies underneath was, or the recent past was this Two of Pentacles. So a lot of people think this is juggling way too much, but what if it's you learned how to juggle? You were learning to juggle all of these different aspects, or you're capable. So this also is a card of capability, of juggling lots of things, just because the waves in the background look atrocious, I wouldn't want to be sailing out there that day. But what that means is you are capable of juggling lots of different aspects. And this could be the aspect of my finances along with the aspect of this relationship that could manifest, could become whatever. So now we're going to talk about the possibilities. The possibilities are what could be. Okay. We could be talking about another Aries sign, King of Pentacles, fire sign as well. We could be talking about a financial stable person in particular. We could be talking about a job. Okay. This is the possibilities coming up. So kind of apply that, whatever you're feeling like in your head. Yeah, I got that promotion, or I'm thinking about that promotion or this job or this relationship, thinking about, becoming a little more stable in my, the way that I approach people at work or bosses. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to, however that works out for you. Okay. In the near future, we're also looking at the Page of Wands. Like I said, you are a chicka-wah-wah. You're hot and heavy. You got it going on. Okay. And I just had that's an old country song. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, the Ace of Wands. So passion, there could be some fire. There could definitely be some kind of scenario that you just can't seem to get off your mind, and you just want to wave your wand at it. I don't know, whatever works for you. Now, the Five of Pentacles talks about, did I miss an opportunity? Did I not reach out when I should have reached out? I know I can reach out, but I'm just stubborn as hell. I won't. Runner chaser aspect. I don't know. You tell me, Cancer, what's going on there I about said underneath the covers. What is taking place? Have you missed out? There's romance like all around you. This whole scenario is you're just a romantic. You're a romancer. So Cancer, you tell me what that applies to. Am I being too stubborn? Am I not showing up enough emotionally? Or am I showing up way too much? I'm over giving. But the Five of Pentacles talks about us to really pull back and invest into ourselves and ask us those deeper questions. Okay, like, am I a little closed off? Am I not accepting, uh, help? Am I refusing to seek some kind of help? It can apply in a lot of different ways. When you move over to the Six of Pentacles, it gets into the generosity side of things that you have overcome those. So your next card to come out was the Ace of Cups, but it was in the reverse position. Okay. It is still the Ace of Cups, whether it's upright or whether it's in the reversed. It's an offering that should have come in that did not come in that you've been waiting on. Okay. And that kind of makes sense whenever, we talk about that very first card being the Ace of Wands and the Passion showing up, or the Queen of Wands. And like I said, your challenge being the Lovers. Remember, we're referring back to those first two cards. This was your challenge card, the Lovers. Forgetting all about that, aren't you? I remind you, like, oh yeah, my challenge, the Lovers. Right. All right. So now we're moving on to the near future for Cancer. King of Swords, or Queen of Swords. I'm sorry about said the King. You could be waiting on a king. If you're the queen and you're in your feminine, you could be waiting on that king to move through. But the Queen of Swords is here to show that she is the passive energy in this situation. So the passive energy saying that I am going to receive or take action towards something a little more stable, something I'm going to communicate with more stability, okay, in the near future here. So this could be, like I said, you wanted to reach out, you didn't. This could be the other person, the other way around. Somebody didn't reach out or whatever. Or there could have been a communication about work or something. So we're still talking about 2025 moving into the 2026 season. So whatever that means for you, that could have happened, that did not happen. And check this out. Right underneath it, the King of Swords. You're waiting on the King of Swords. The King of Swords was in the reverse position. Okay. These two showed up right next to each other. Bam. What's the story going on here? Okay. Now, this could be a soulmate connection that has taken its time. Could be a twin flame connection. It's the communication, the runner chaser. Somebody's in the runner position, somebody's in the chaser position. I can't decide that. You will have to decide. But you're holding on to it. You're a romancer, remember? You had that romantic idea. The Lover's card showed up. You're holding on to that. You're not letting it go. You're not, you've got to move out and away from the materialistic way of thinking about this, okay? And take more of a spiritual side on this scenario. This is holding on, materialism. It's all right. I'm not talking about collecting a whole bunch of tin cans, so that you can make some rocket stove with them in case shit hits the fan. I'm talking about, not collecting magazines until they stack all the way up to the ceiling. I'm talking about hoarding on to the idea. Okay. You're holding on to that idea, and that's keeping you in the runner chaser. Or, like I said, it's more of the spiritual aspect about this, taking that approach. Okay. So the next card to show up, and rightfully so, Judgment. Judgment is coming in your path. And I feel like with that Tower being your present energy, hang on, you're about to get your justice. You're about to get your judgment on this. Now keep in mind, judgment is not biased. Judgment doesn't say because you're doing good, you're going to seek judgment. The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. Okay. And what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter. There's no bias in it. You could be the rottenest damn person in the world and seek justice, seek judgment. I keep wanting to say justice because I feel like maybe that's what you want, but what you're going to get is judgment. And it's judgment upon your internal side. It's judgment on the self. It's judgment on, you're finally going to get some kind of this could be very well a divorce. It could be that simple. It's some kind of document, some kind of information on an environment of work, We did have some pentacles showing up, but I feel this is relationship with the nostalgia card, 6 of cups coming out, lovers being your challenge card, right? Okay. We are going to take a look at the self. Now, Cancer, how are you showing up in all of this information that I've given you? I hope you've stayed so far. Listen, I'm going to leave some videos at the end of this video. You can go cross-watch to find your sign, check it out, see if, yeah, this guy's on. He knows what he's talking about. Maybe I don't. Depends on what the energy was for that day. Keep in mind, I'm not a vending machine. I'm not going to just spit out something that you want to hear. Cancer, what are we talking about here with the self and how you're showing up? You could be a spiritually led person. Okay, you're a person that builds. You're a person that builds their future step by step, brick by brick. That's what that square on that tunic means. We could also be talking about, a Pisces sign, for instance, with the triple moon right there on his lapel, on his outfit there. All the stars and everything else could be referring to like an Aquarian in your timeline. But it's moving out and away from materialistic ways of thinking as well. It's juggling good versus evil, bad and good, the light side, the dark side, the aspects of our more internal self. So that's what that judgment, when you have two, like I said, the two major arcana come out there right from there. That's part of that judgment self, okay? Are you going to move out and away from the ways that you've been thinking about this romantic idea, romanticizing this idea about this lovers? If not, let the foundation crumble to the ground. You're probably already in the midst of it. By the time you see this, you're like, dude, too late. But the Tower card represents that part. It could be talking about you physically moving away from your area, from where you're at. But I kind of feel like I said, it's maybe you had to move out and away from where you was. This caused you to move away. This separation, whatever it was. Like I said, it could have been something to do with some kind of a relationship. Okay, take what fits. But anyway, you're moving out and away from things, but you are a person who has the willpower. Okay, and the Chariot represents willpower as well. There are no reins on this card. Okay, he's not leading with some reins that are smacking those Sphinx down there, right? He moves the Chariot by willpower. So I said all that to say, this is your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and your worries, Cancer. Your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and your worries. Okay. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Is there going to be a wall created whenever this happens? Perhaps something blocking your options, your chances. If I move out, if I move away, will this person still be available? Will my twin flame, will my soulmate connection still be available? Let me tell you this. There is nothing that any wall of confusion or any physical wall could ever do to keep you away from what is divinely a divine connection. So let that shit go. That's 2025. That's where you were. It's time for 2026. This means overburden. This means way too much on your plate. You've put up a block, put up a wall, and it's time for that wall to come down. And I think that's that Tower card. It's that transformation. Now we're going to look at outcome and direction for Cancer. What's the outcome and the direction for Cancer, okay? Here we go. It is a moving out and away from that which does not emotionally fulfill me. This is where you're headed. This is the closing of 2025, moving into 2026 with that attitude. I am no longer going to allow emotional energy vampires to come in and drain me like I'm some blood bank, right, for vampires. No longer. I'm going to move away from people who cannot emotionally reciprocate with me, who cannot, confide with me, who cannot be a part and challenge my growth instead of hindering my growth. Cancer, I love you. I hope you got something from this. I hope that you take this with a grain of salt. I hope the energy's lined up for you. But I hope you took it in a way that it was meant to be for you, okay? Cancer, if you enjoyed this reading, thumb it up. Come join, come subscribe, share the video with others. Anyway, I love you so much, and I hope to get to see you on the next video, okay? All right. Bye-bye.